Welcome back. We continue live right here on Pittsburgh CW. Bob Pompeani, Ron Cook. We're here 7 nights a week, taking your calls from 10:35 until 11 on the Nightly Sports Call. So let's go out to line 5. Mary Kay in Munhall is on the line. Mary Kay.
Hi, Bob. Hi, Ron.
Hey.
I just wanted to give you my take on and the arrogance of Nuttig and not giving the Pirates what they deserve and buying a newspaper in West Virginia. Thank you.
Okay.
Well, I don't think one has anything to do with the other. He's in the newspaper business as well as the baseball business, and getting a bankrupt paper probably at a good price, and I'm assuming it's a great business deal for him. I don't know that that has anything to do with the other. I mean,
it doesn't.
If he chose
really.
to, if he wanted to spend more on the Pirates, he could.
Yeah, there are no limitations. Let's go to Tim in Castle Shannon. Hey, Tim.
Hey, Bobby, how you doing? Hi, Ron. Hey,
Good.
Bob, let me ask you a question. Why don't the Pirates get rid of their catcher, Savelli? He can't hit and he can't throw.
He's under contract, though, and what are you going to do with him?
And he makes a lot of money.
Trade him to somebody.
Well, again, you know, you want rid of somebody because you don't think he can do anything, and you expect somebody else to take him. It doesn't usually work that way. I like Cervelli. I really do. I think he can. I think he's an outstanding catcher. The pitchers adore him and love throwing to him, but he can't stay healthy, and that's been the problem his whole career, staying healthy. And I have no problem if he can stay healthy. I like what he can do, but you know, you go, you don't want him, but what would you think somebody else would?
Yep. Mark Burdick on Twitter at KDPomp at Ron Cook PG says, kudos to Belichick for benching Butler for violating team rules. That's the difference between the Steelers and the Pats. Okay, well, the bottom line was last night, 3 different New England players, 1 current, 2 former, went on Twitter and blasted Belichick for dividing the locker room, Ron. And so I wonder, Donta Hightower was one of them.
And he's back next year.
And he's back. So if he believes that that was a stupid move, did Belichick actually hurt his team? That's the question I want to get at.
Well, he hurt his team on the field because they lost the game and they couldn't stop the Philadelphia offense. Now, I get it. Rules are rules. And
but what did he do?
But
somebody needs to say what he did.
I know. That's what, you know, I want to know what he did before I'm going to make a final judgment. If he was late for something, benching him the whole game hardly seems fair to the other players.
Joey in Salzburg wants to talk about that same topic. Hey, Joey.
Hey, Bob. Hey, Ron. On the Butler thing, I was looking at it, and I had heard Belichick say after the game last night in a press conference, he had said that or something came up on NFL Network that he wasn't being disciplined. And then I looked at New England's final injury report, and he wasn't on that. So I'm wondering, do you think the NFL or the NFLPA looks at it and asks the Patriots why
they can't tell you who to play? I mean, the coach had it. They said it was a coaching decision. They went with other guys. They had different personnel packages. You can't tell somebody to play them. It's a coach's decision. I just would like to know what he did.
Yeah, but if he was, you know, dressed and looked like ready to go.
He played one play on special teams.
From all
wasn't
accounts,
hurt.
From all accounts, he was practicing all week, Ron.
Right.
So if he's practicing all week and all of a sudden
did something.
But it would have been somebody would have. I guess someone should have found out if it was anything major. Mark in Carrolltown is up next. Hey, Mark, how you doing?
Good.
Good. Go ahead.
Hey, just one note. Do you think the Steelers will pick up a quarterback this year?
I
don't think. I think with if Ben's telling them he wants to play 3 more years, I don't think they will unless somebody they really like. I just don't see him using a real high pick for a quarterback unless it's somebody they really like.
They have Landry Jones under contract. They have Dobbs under contract. They don't need it right now. However, if they find someone, Ron, hypothetically, who they think down the road could be, and I don't know who that would be.
It's different if
they could trade up in the first round if they feel
there's somebody they really like.
But I don't think they're at that point at this point. So let's go to Big Al and Robinson. Big Al, what's up?
How you doing? Hey, Ron, I know I respect your opinion, but you continue to say about Tyree making a catch off his helmet. Let me explain something once and for all. Brady and Belichick were sitting on a bench when Mark-Andre Johnson was 6 inches away. Okay? And Tyree made a great catch. One performed and earned the victory. The other one had nothing to do with that game, Belichick. And the Atlanta game, like Bob said, you kick the field goal, you're 11 points up. I don't know how you continue
They were 25
to
points up.
That great catch with somebody on the 6-inch line. Belichick and Brady had nothing to do with them 2 wins. Not one thing.
No, I'll just totally disagree with that, Al.
Hands on the sideline.
Yeah, who let them back from 25 points down, Al? Did Brady have one of the great second halves in history? I mean, you act like they just gave him 25 points. I'm sorry. I think New England won their Super Bowls. They lost their Super Bowls. They're 5-3. Man, being an 8 is a pretty good deal for the same coach and the same quarterback.
West Virginia's in a tussle right now with Oklahoma. They were up by double digits. Now it's down to 5. We'll update that and come back with more right here on the Nightly Sports Call provided by Ireland Contracting.